right, America. Burger Chef's got thick, juicy, terrific burgers for you.
There was a time when a burger chef was seriously competing with McDonald's, and today most people have never even heard of it.
Nowhere else but Burger Chef, nowhere else but Burger Chef.
That's how fast a restaurant empire can disappear. For this list, we're looking at 10 fast food chains that unfortunately no longer exist. How many of these do you remember?
I remember Howard Johnson's. We used to pile in the car as kids.
Oh yeah, that's what they did. Let's pile in the station wagons. We're all going to Howard Johnson's.
Number 12, Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor. We have to give credit to Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor for staying in the game for as long as it did. Opening back in 1963, Farrell's wasn't just a place to grab dessert. It was a full-on birthday destination. Happy birthday songs, piano music, giant bowls of ice cream, sandwiches, sodas, and menus designed to look like goofy old newspapers all helped make the chain feel like an event.
Remember the happy birthdays?
Happy birthday to you.
And remember the monster bowls of ice cream?
That was a big part of the Farrell's appeal. It was loud, silly, family-friendly, and completely built around the idea that eating ice cream should feel like a celebration. For decades, that formula worked.
In fact, there's only one place so crazy, so totally wacko, that everybody has a party.
But after ownership changes, a Marriott buyout, and heavy debt, the chain began to struggle. Farrell's managed to survive in different forms for years, but by 2019, the last location had closed. A sweet ending? Not exactly. But for anyone who had a birthday there, Farrell's is hard to forget. Number 11, Burger Queen. Despite the name, this chain had no connection to Burger King. Burger Queen first appeared in 1956 and quickly became a familiar fast food name, especially in Florida.
And I know Burger Queen's got great hamburgers, and their chicken's a good meal too.
And while the name may have caused some confusion, the chain built its own identity with burgers, chicken, and a self-serve salad bar. Burger Queen's got great hamburgers, and their chicken's a good meal too. It didn't take long for Burger Queen to expand across several states. The chain had enough popularity that even a name change in the 1980s didn't destroy it.
I'd rather go to Druthers Restaurant. I'd rather go to Druthers Restaurant.
Many locations became Druthers, but the business continued for a while. I'd rather go to Druthers Restaurant. However, by the early 1990s, the company's focus began to shift. Instead of continuing as its own burger chain, it moved toward operating Dairy Queen locations. By 1991, most of the old Burger Queen and Druthers locations had been converted, and just like that, the Queen was gone. Number 10, Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Guess what's cooking now at Yankee Doodle Dandy? Chicken. Crispy fried chicken.
Although this chain didn't stick around for very long, it definitely knew how to make an entrance. Founded in 1966, Yankee Doodle Dandy leaned hard into patriotic branding with a name that sounded like it came straight out of a parade. The chain started with one location and quickly grew to more than 24 restaurants in under a decade. With burgers, chicken, and plenty of family-friendly options, it looked like Yankee Doodle Dandy might become a serious regional competitor.
How about a birthday party at Yankee Doodle Dandy? It's a lot of fun.
Unfortunately, the momentum didn't last. By the early 1980s, the owners were ready to move away from fast food. After converting a couple of locations into more traditional sit-down restaurants, the rest of the chain was shut down. A short run, but a memorable one. Number 9. Pup and Taco. Who said you had to choose between hot dogs and tacos? This California chain proudly served both, along with pastrami sandwiches, tostadas, slushies, and other drive-in favorites.
Oh, how good Pup and Taco can be. You're gonna love the way we make the things you like to eat. So come on into Pup and Taco and give your tummy a treat.
Can we come back tomorrow?
Throughout the 1950s, 1960s, and 1970s, it became a familiar stop for hungry customers who wanted something fast, casual, and a little different. Oh, how good Pup and Taco can be. The name alone made it stand out. It was strange, catchy, and exactly the kind of thing people remembered after seeing it from the road. The menu helped too, offering a mix that most fast food places wouldn't have dared to combine. Pup and Taco even earned a small place in pop culture thanks to a mention in the comedy classic Fletch.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Pup and Taco.
But celebrity shoutouts weren't enough to keep the brand alive. In the mid-1980s, the chain's locations were sold to Taco Bell, and the Pup and Taco name slowly vanished. Number 8. Showbiz Pizza Place. Come for the pizza and stay for the fun. Before Chuck E. Cheese became the main name in pizza arcades, Showbiz Pizza Place gave it some serious competition.
Come for the pizza and stay for the fun.
At Showbiz Pizza Place.
The chain was born after a split involving the people behind Chuck E. Cheese. What came next was another kid-friendly restaurant built around pizza, arcade games, birthday parties, and animatronic entertainment. And Showbiz didn't just have any animatronic act. It had the Rock-a-Fire Explosion, a robotic band that became a huge part of the chain's identity, complete with games, music, and a full stage show.
When you're hungry for fun, it's Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese. Chuck E. Cheese. When you're hungry for fun, it's Chuck E. Cheese.
Showbiz Pizza Place became a favorite for families looking for dinner and entertainment in one place. But this is where things get interesting. In 1984, Chuck E. Cheese's parent company filed for bankruptcy. Showbiz's parent company bought the assets, and the two brands were merged into Showbiz Pizza Time. You might think that meant Showbiz had won, but not exactly. Over time, the Showbiz characters were replaced with Chuck E. Cheese characters. The business model shifted, the branding changed, and eventually, the Showbiz name disappeared entirely. Number 7. Red Barn.
I've had big burgers before, but never with flavor like this.
Few fast food chains had a building as recognizable as Red Barn. As the name suggested, many of its restaurants were shaped like actual Red Barns, making them almost impossible to miss. At one point, Red Barn had locations in the United States, Canada, and Australia. It served burgers, chicken, fish, and other fast food staples, while also claiming to be an early pioneer of the salad bar.
We have fresh ideas at Red Barn.
Why is Red Barn sound like a broken record?
You can go back and go back and go back.
And I'm going back.
The chain had several memorable menu items, including the Big Barney and the Barn Buster. For a while, Red Barn had the look, the menu, and the customer base to stay in the game. So what happened? Corporate priorities changed. The parent company eventually stopped promoting the brand and allowed leases to expire. Without advertising and support, locations began closing one by one. Some former Red Barn locations were converted into other restaurants, including McDonald's. Number 6. Chicken George. Although it wasn't the first fried chicken chain, Chicken George made a major impression during its run. Founded in 1979, the chain grew quickly during the 1980s and became known not only for its chicken, but also for its importance as one of the largest Black-owned fast food companies in the country. The founder was extremely committed to the product, reportedly spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on menu development alone. That dedication helped Chicken George stand out in a crowded market. The food had fans, the brand had momentum, and for a time it looked like Chicken George might become something much bigger. But fast food growth can be difficult, especially when ownership changes quickly. After being bought twice in just a couple of years, the chain struggled to stay stable. In 1991, Chicken George filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy and dissolved. Number 5. Little Chef. We're heading to the UK for our next entry. Little Chef was once one of Britain's most familiar roadside restaurant chains. If you were on a long drive and needed breakfast, tea, coffee, or a quick meal, there was a good chance Little Chef was somewhere nearby.
Who understands that some people like a freshly cooked breakfast last thing at night? And who's happy if you want a freshly cooked dinner first thing in the morning?
That was the appeal. Little Chef wasn't trying to be flashy. It was dependable. It served travelers, families, workers, and anyone else who needed a stop along the road. For decades, the chain became part of the British travel experience. Its mascot, its signs, and its roadside locations were instantly recognizable.
Every day, we welcome thousands of customers into our restaurants, stopping off for a variety of reasons: business, pleasure, maybe a quick stop on a long journey.
But times changed. Competition grew. Coffee chains, fast food brands, motorway service stations, and convenience food all became stronger. Little Chef tried to modernize, but the brand struggled to keep up. Several ownership changes followed, along with attempts to refresh the menu and image.
I'd like toast and jam. I'd like prawns and salad. 'Cause we're all Little Chef fans.
But the decline continued. By 2018, Little Chef was gone. Number 4, Horn and Hard Art. An establishment can be so iconic that it gets referenced in pop culture for decades. But even that doesn't guarantee survival. Horn and Hard Art was famous for its automats, restaurants where customers inserted coins, opened little glass doors, and pulled out ready-made meals.
The rise of fast food was coming at us, and there were no dollar bill receivers, there were no credit card processors. So the consumer fell out of favor with the automat. So the point is, technology killed the automat in the 70s.
Before apps, kiosks, and pickup lockers, this was fast food with a futuristic twist. The chain became a staple in cities like Philadelphia and New York, especially during the Great Depression, when affordable meals mattered more than ever. Customers could get coffee, sandwiches, pies, hot dishes, and desserts quickly and cheaply. The rise of fast food was coming at us. For years, Horn and Hard Art's system felt modern, but eventually the world moved on. Traditional fast food chains got faster, payment systems changed, customer habits changed, and the automat, once a symbol of progress, began to feel outdated. Their attempts to modernize fell short, and by 1991, the last traditional Horn and Hard Art automat had closed. Number 3, Sambo's. We ask you, what's in a name? Well, if you're Sambo's, the answer is a lot.
You can go to Sambo's day or night. The food is good, the price is right. You can eat dinner anytime.
And you can dine for $1.99 at Sambo's.
The chain's name originally came from a combination of the founders' names, Sam Battistone and Newell Bonnet. But over time, the branding became closely tied to imagery and references that many people considered racially offensive.
Once upon a time, there was a little black boy, and his name was Little Black Sambo.
The restaurant grew rapidly and became a major family dining chain. But its name and visual identity created more and more controversy, especially during the 1970s. Some locations changed their names. Others tried to distance themselves from the original branding. But the damage to the chain's public image had already become difficult to escape. The last operating Sambo's, run by the founder's grandson in Santa Barbara, eventually changed its name to Chad's in 2020. So while Sambo's was once a major restaurant name, it's mostly remembered today as an example of how branding can age very, very badly. Number 2, Howard Johnson's.
On the road around the corner, here's the place to go. The orange roof of Howard Johnson's. Join the folks who know.
We've covered a lot of bygone restaurants on this list, but few are remembered with as much nostalgia as Howard Johnson's. For many Americans, this wasn't just a restaurant. It was part of the road trip. The orange roofs, the family meals, the ice cream, the clam strips, the feeling of stopping off the highway with everyone packed into the car.
I remember Howard Johnson's. We used to pile in the car as kids.
Oh yeah, that's what they did. Let's pile in the station wagons. We're all going to Howard Johnson's.
Howard Johnson's became an icon of American travel. Families knew what to expect when they saw the sign, and that reliability helped make the chain a roadside institution. Oh, and the clam strips. Definitely the clam strips.
Tender, sweet, deeply crusted and golden brown. Crispy, crunchy, sweet as a nut.
And remembered by generations of customers, they became one of the menu items most closely tied to the brand. But travel and dining habits changed. Fast food expanded. Casual dining grew. Hotel and restaurant operations shifted. Slowly, Howard Johnson's lost the position it once held. One location in Lake George, New York, held on for years in name, though many questioned how closely it still resembled the original chain. It eventually closed in 2022. Number 1, Burger Chef.
Nowhere else but Burger Chef. Nowhere else but Burger Chef.
You may know McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, and Hardee's. But there was a time when Burger Chef looked like it might stand right alongside them. Founded in the 1950s, Burger Chef became one of the biggest burger chains in America.
You're gonna love our burgers.
Open wide America, you never can forget. You get more to like at Burger Chef.
At its peak, it had thousands of locations and was seen as a real competitor to McDonald's. Open wide America. The chain served burgers, fries, shakes, and family-friendly meals. But one of its biggest claims to fame was its kids' meal concept.
There's more to like at Burger Chef.
You're incredibly better.
Burger Chef introduced the Fun Meal, which bundled food with a toy or treat for children. When McDonald's later introduced the Happy Meal, Burger Chef even took legal action, claiming the idea was too similar. There's more to like at Burger Chef. The brand also had cartoon mascots, memorable commercials, and a playful image that made it especially appealing to families.
Thanks a lot. I'm happy. What you going to get at Burger Chef? Delicious food in a happy place.
Incredible!
But even with strong ideas, Burger Chef couldn't hold its place forever. Competition intensified, the chain changed ownership, and eventually many of its remaining restaurants were converted into Hardee's. Burger Chef disappeared, but its influence didn't. The kids' meal concept became one of the most important ideas in fast food history. Family branding became essential, and the chain that many people forgot helped shape the industry we know today. Before we go, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Come for the pizza and stay for the fun.
At Chopin's Pizza Place.
What defunct fast food chain defined your childhood? Let us know in the comments below.
There was a time in Baltimore where just about everywhere you went, you could always find a little tavern shop. But the last one has closed.